revolution or become a great artist or whatever it is that they become. We want them to become even greater at it and to do it fearlessly, without fear. So now I'd like to talk about the blockchain and Bitcoin, and here's the way I see it. I've been in the venture capital business now for 33 years. So I've seen the computer revolution, and that changed some industries. Then I saw the internet revolution, and that changed communications and information and gaming and entertainment, industries that are in the 10 to $100 billion range. But today, we all, entrepreneurs, change agents of any kind, have the greatest opportunity in the history of the world, the history of humanity. This is the greatest opportunity ever, because Bitcoin, the associated technologies with Bitcoin, the blockchain, smart contracts, and then from the other end, from the data side, artificial intelligence and deep learning are allowing us the possibilities to transform the biggest industries in the world. Industries that are in the trillions of dollars. What is that in yen, or in renminbi? It's tens of trillions of dollars. They're enormous industries. These are industries like banking and commerce and finance and insurance and real estate. Even healthcare and government are going to be completely transformed by this new industry. And these new technologies are going to change those industries the way the internet changed these other industries. And the people that talk about these new technologies as evil, I was hearing this evil, are really the people who are trying to protect their turf. They're trying to protect, banking the way it is. They don't want anything to change because these new technologies are going to change banking. Bitcoin is so much a better currency than any political currency out there, any fiat currency out there. Bitcoin is frictionless and open and honest, transformational. It has no friction. It's global. It can be used anywhere. Bitcoin is so much better than any currency that any government provides to its citizens. But you're going to be affecting their livelihoods, and so they're going to fight it. But you know better. You know that change is coming. Big changes are coming. And so that is a really exciting thing, that you get to be a part of something bigger than anything else that has ever happened in the history of the world. A couple interesting examples. In healthcare, you're going to be able to put all your healthcare records in the clouds and then pull them down as needed, and artificial intelligence will start evaluating all of that data and trying to apply it to you and your diagnosis anytime you go to the doctor. Well, it's not just going to be your medical records, though, that are in the cloud. It's going to be your blood test results and your genetic history and your Fitbit results, how many steps you've taken in a day, how many people you've met, what you've eaten, where you've traveled, what rooms you were in, what seat you were in. All these things are going to have some effect on what the diagnosis is, and the diagnostic tool of the cloud is going to be better than any doctor could possibly be. So doctors have to rise to a new level. They have to become interpreters of all that data, rather than just being, right now, doctors go and memorize as much as they can in 12 years and then try to apply that to you. Well, now they're going to have all that. and they're going to be able to bring it down and do a better job of diagnosing you than any individual doctor could possibly do. So that's healthcare. Insurance is another interesting application. Let's say you've got Bitcoin, and then you've got the blockchain, and then you've got these things called smart contracts. The blockchain is this thing that keeps perfect records. So they keep perfect records of your Bitcoin. And so you no longer really need the bookkeeper. You don't need the accountant to do what the accountants have done. You don't need the auditor. You basically have it all on the blockchain already. And it's just a matter of engineers working around that blockchain to create the right vehicles. Well, take that a little further. Insurance. How does insurance work now? Well, you pay your premiums over and over and over and over, and then when you have a claim, you submit your claim, and the insurance company fights you to try to make sure that they don't pay you, or they'll pay you as little as possible. Well, with a smart contract, you can build that in to your contract. Every time you pay your premium, it can be built in so that when there is a claim, that claim can be completely verified. For instance, if the claim is death or the claim is a sure event or a hurricane, you could measure it by how fast the winds got at a certain place. All those things are an accident. That money will automatically go to you. And suddenly insurance becomes a whole new thing. Very trusted, very honest, very clear as to what you actually own when you have an insurance policy. And then what is government? Government is I don't know, 80% of government is insurance. It's insurance for your security. It's insurance for your health care, or your pension, or your social security, or your job security, or whatever it is. Government is providing a service. Well, all those government people out there that are helping provide that service now actually can be done by artificial intelligence. Lots of those government workers don't need to be there. Government, when they're humans there, they put more barriers to your success. They put up barriers to your success. If they have power, they often use it, and at worst, they use it corruptly. And now with the blockchain and smart contracts, you can actually have a completely honest, completely trustworthy government. And now going into governments, I'm going to go into one other thing, and that's that we as entrepreneurs have the biggest opportunity in the history of the world. Various governments are looking at this change, and they're determining what to do. And I remember back when the internet came, the U.S. was debating whether to shut off the internet or to keep it tight or control it or whatever, but they let it roll. And the U.S. was a huge beneficiary of the internet. Well, we're at another one of those forks in the road where now, do you make Bitcoin a national currency? Do you make Bitcoin and blockchain and smart contracts a part of your world? And do you allow all the innovation that comes with new technology to happen in your country? Or are you threatened by it and you are going to protect your people from this troublesome technology? Well, technology always wins. And politics tries to hold on to their power. Well, it's very interesting how some governments have said, no, we don't want Bitcoin, because they want to control you. They want to control your currency. They want to control the way your world operates. And other countries are saying, let's let 1,000 flowers grow. Let's see what happens. Let's encourage entrepreneurs to do interesting things. Let's try airdrops. Let's try Bitcoin. Let's try some of these interesting technologies and see how they go. Well, it's really interesting what's been happening. Some governments have been clamping down. The Chinese government has been clamping down. The US government is a little clamp and a little bit open. And the Japanese government said, hey, we're going to make Bitcoin a national currency, and we're going to make it, here's how you do an ICO, let it rip. Which country of those three do you think will be the most successful 40 years from now? It is the free country. It is the country that encourages that kind of innovation. There's a company called Binance that used to be in China, got to be worth $10 billion, probably worth $100 billion now, I don't know. And they were in China, and everything was fine. And then suddenly the government came down and said, what you're doing is illegal. I said, what? You know, we built this thing. They had to leave. They had to go. They went to Singapore. They thought Singapore was going to be the free government that was going to allow them to do it. But Singapore got a little heavy-handed on the Bitcoin because they had bank influences. The banks were coming in and telling the Singapore government, don't do this. Don't let Bitcoin come in here, because it's a huge threat to banking. So then they went to Malta, and Malta said, sure, are you kidding me? $10 billion business? Bring it here. We want it here. So you're going to start seeing this sort of competitive governance, and it's going to be good for societies everywhere. I think governments are going to get the message that, hey, you're going to lose the best businesses if you're not open to the new technologies. And we have some of the greatest opportunities ever. And some of the cleverest opportunities are getting pushed back, pushed down.